Hey everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com, and it's a TV drama review today. It's another little BBC 3-episode drama called The Salisbury Poisonings. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that old subscribe button in the corner, push the bell notification so you know when these vlogs and movie review specials and TV drama specials and information vlogs are coming out. Please make sure you set your notifications to public, otherwise you won't get the notifications. So, The Salisbury Poisonings. Well, yeah, it's a 3-part fact-based drama. It's shown over 3 nights on BBC One, also now available on BCI Player. It's out to buy on the July the 13th, 2020 at £12.99 on DVD, £13.99 on Blu-ray if you collect things and you want to buy this. 180 minutes. It's a 15 rating. Again, a bit over the top with the ratings. Again, I mean, I think the BBFC have gone quite soft in recent years. I think things that probably deserve a 12 rating are getting a 15. Stuff that's it's 15 stuff's getting an 18, etc., etc. I'm not overly impressed, but that's another problem, is it? That's not your problem, is it? But I'll just say it's a 15 rating, but I don't know really where they get the 15 from, to be honest with you. It's a bit high. A 12A or a 12 would have been quite adequate. And yeah, so obviously the clue's in the title, isn't it? It surrounds the events in Salisbury in 2018, so it's fairly new. It's not that long ago, is it? It's the very famous or infamous, that's another film I've reviewed recently, Novichok poisoning crisis, obviously in Salisbury, the Russian spies crisis, when obviously there was poison left, chemical poison that caused havoc in Salisbury at the time, obviously, and obviously there's sort of parallels with what's happened recently around the world and in the UK with the COVID crisis. It's written by Adam Patterson and Declan Lawn, directed by Saul Dibb. A multitude of cast, mostly British actors that we're all familiar with. We've got the main stars Anne-Marie Duff. We've also got Rafe Spall, Darren Boyd, Mayanna Buring, and a special mention to Sophia Ali, one of the young actors in this as well. I'll give her a special mention because she wasn't a major player in it, but she did a pretty good job. I've seen her in a couple of things and she's pretty good. Reviews, well, it's a bit early yet. As I'm watching this, they've only shown one of these. I've watched all 3 on iPlayer, but they've actually only shown one on BBC at the moment. So episode 1 did get an 8.4 out of 10 rating on Internet Movie Database, which is very good, and that's probably par for the course, because I did really enjoy episode 1. I thought it set it up quite nicely. Overall, it's getting reviews of 7.7 out of 10, so still quite good. And obviously the thing about this BBC thing, it's not an adaptation, is it? So obviously we've got a chance that people aren't going to get all upset about things with this. But there you go. One of the critics I've heard is obviously it doesn't explore enough the sort of large world things, the things with Russia and the problems with them. And obviously you see things through flashback with TV, with the news, but it's mainly about how it affects the smaller people, not really how it affects governments or anything like that. So the critique doesn't really, obviously you wanted a series that's already going to go into the ins and outs of the problems with Russia and the Russian government and the English government, then this isn't for you. It basically tells you about the little people that got involved, the normal people, obviously, that obviously were put under severe pressure. So going on to my rating, I mean, as I say, that's what it's about. For a 3 episodic series, it's funny because there's certain things that I thought they could have covered better, but there's certain things where it actually was a little bit drawn out. So even though I could possibly say they could have squeezed it into 2 episodes, I think they could have sort of done a bit more background on characters, etc., to get 3 episodes out of this. I thought it was a bit 3 episodes was probably right, but obviously it wasn't the best use of 3 episodes in the writing for this. Acting wise, yeah, I mean it was reasonably well acted. Obviously, the trouble is with this thing, when you throw a lot of English actors at it, there was a couple of the main actors who weren't great, to be honest with you. I wasn't overly impressed. But as I mentioned before, little Sophia Ali. But Anne-Marie Duff, who sort of holds it all together, is one of the best performers I've seen from her, to be honest with you. She does a great job in this, and I'm quite impressed with Anne-Marie Duff. I've seen her in lots of things. Sometimes she's a little, not the most fantastic of actors, but in this she does really really lead it very well. I was quite impressed with Anne-Marie Duff's role in this, and all credit to her for holding the thing together. As I said, it does sort of tell a story from different families' points of view as well, who come into obviously into the fore with this. And a couple of the families you get introduced quite early on, before any real problems, so you don't quite know what's going to happen with them. But as I said, the background perhaps could have been a little bit better on the family side of it. There's a lot left to your own imagination. There's a lot left you have to decide, and which isn't a bad thing. But I just think we get to feel involved with the characters. I didn't have any real affinity apart from the lead characters, as played by Anne-Marie. I didn't have any real affinity to many of the characters. I didn't have a real interest in how they went on. So that was a bit of a problem with it. I couldn't invest in the characters. Episode 1 is excellent. I mean, obviously the setting up of it and the actual start, it doesn't mess about. It gets on with it. I mean, straight from the first scene, you get to know what's going on, and it does build up the tension nicely. Episode 2 and 3 have their ups and downs. Episode 2 perhaps is the weakest of the 3 episodes. And episode 3 is pretty good. I mean, that's sort of sums it up, and we get a conclusion. We get the usual thing at the end where it shows you the real people involved. Obviously, images of the real people. It's nice to put a face to the actors, isn't it? If you like, a real face to the actors. So yeah, there are some minor quibbles, as I said, a bit of the depth, but it is an okay watch. I enjoyed it. I did watch it, and as I said, 3 episodes was just about right. And as I said, it's very interesting. I mean, obviously this was planned and done before this COVID crisis, so it's interesting to watch, because I mean, obviously when people are being detrimental about things that are being said, not at the government level, but there's a lot of small people involved, obviously, in this, and obviously with COVID, there's a lot of people, you know, on the front line there that are suffering, and so it was an interesting watch on that basis, you know, to compare the parallels with what's happening now. So obviously it does sort of give you a little bit of perhaps takes you away from that overall feeling you may have at the moment, and makes you realise what's going on out there in a better way. So yeah, that's it. Only quibble, perhaps a little bit more about the characters, so I could have invested in them more, but it's a good story. It is a good story. It's a cracking story, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. And the BBC have done okay with it. I'm not saying they've done a brilliant job with it by any means, but my little rating, well, as you know, 6 is a watchable rating. I'm gonna scrape this to 6.5. I expect that Internet Movie Database rating of 7.7 out of 10 to drop a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. I'm gonna see over the next couple of days. Obviously, once people's Joe Public, you and me, start watching all 3 episodes, obviously how that moves. I think, as I said, episode 1 was, in my opinion, the best of the 3 episodes. So it'd be interesting to see that 7.7 out of 10 overall does drop to nearer what I'm going to give it, which is a 6.5 out of 10 movie game nostalgia rating. Anyway, if you're watching this or you get to watch it, please, I certainly won't put you off watching this. As I say, there are flaws, like there's bound to be, but it's well worth a watch. And as I said, if a bit more, a couple of obviously there were characters I got involved with and felt sorry for and sort of lived it with, but a lot of the characters just sort of passed over me, to be honest with you. But anyway, you let me know in the comments what you think. Please, for all the latest movie and TV drama and information vlogs, please follow me on Twitter as well. You can check everything on there, and obviously stuff that perhaps doesn't warrant a vlog I stick on Twitter. So there's all other stuff on there as well. So you can follow me on Twitter at Charles Deneen, Deneen spelled DINNN, or at nostalgia_movie. And I check every couple of days to see who's following me, and I follow everyone back. So if you're after some followers, I'll follow you back as well. And I'm also on Facebook at Bernardine with certain things on there to say that are connected. If you prefer Facebook to Twitter, I'm also on there at Bernardine. And I have links, obviously. Please check out my links, my little website as well, moviegamenostalgia.com, where I do old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, some great films, some great posters, some great gift ideas on there as well for your loved ones or for yourself. You know, I'm always continually buying stuff for myself, and board games on there as well, some of the more retro board games. So please, if you can spare a couple of minutes to have a look on moviegamenostalgia.com, thumbs up to you. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this little review of the Salisbury Poisonings. As I said, it's now available on iPlayer, all 3 episodes, so you know you can watch it straight away. Or obviously it's out to buy on July the 13th. In the UK, please check your territory if you're outside of the UK. $12.99 DVD, $13.99 on Blu-ray, 180 minutes, 15 rating. BBFC, please get some of these ratings down. you know, you're being far too strict these days. No one seems to comment anymore about it like they used to in the old days about ratings, etc. But yeah, I think they're going through a phase of just giving everything a 15, to be honest with you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please join me again very, very soon for something very similar. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's all look after each other. And hopefully I'll see you all again very soon. This is Bernard saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.